Hey, what's going on, traders? A decent day. Can't really complain. We had one decent trade here on QNRX, as you're about to see. Then we had two other trades, which you can stay tuned for. Nothing too crazy with those. One of them could have been really good. It just unfortunately was not. So I'm going to start this and we'll fast forward through as we usually do. QNRX, you can see we got a nice little pop here, pretty much right at the bell, a little bit after. Saw a little bit of a jiggle there at 270, decided to throw 200 shares at it because I had just pulled it up. I didn't even really get a chance to click the DC button. But the DC button would have gave me like 270. I went and checked it later. So it was pretty close. Could have been a little bit more. Threw the order out there at 252 would have been a pretty decent trade, like 30, I think like 30 bucks, something like that, 28, 20, no, 32. I think it was, yeah, $32. Had it worked right away. But as you're going to see, it ends up not really working. It went down to our average or take profit there on the bid, didn't fill us. So I ended up taking half off there. As it starts to go back up, we ended up getting filled at 257 there. I put another, I believe I put the whole other 100 there out at 245 just in case I wanted to dump. It does not. End up fast forwarding through here a little bit. I end up changing this to 75 out of the 100, figuring why not try to keep 25, looking for that full retest down there towards 210. And as you can see, it does come down there and fill us. And now we have 25 shares and we're really just looking to trail that out. You can see in the realize that we had the bulk majority of it out, just 25 shares. And we're going to fast forward quite a bit here until we actually start another trade while we're still in there. So MNMD, you're going to see it right here on the top chart, and then we're going to go ahead and hover over it once we see it head back up towards the highs here. So here it goes. I'm going to hover over it here in a second, which will make the OBS change over to it. There we go. I have the order sitting there at 333 for 300 shares. However, it doesn't seem like it wants to get there. So I end up changing, maybe it was only 200 shares. I don't remember because usually I'm pretty sure I would have took just half, but end up taking 100 shares, just looking for the quick scalp. As you can see, I actually wanted to watch this back because I believe it went to 314 after we put the order in. So we had the order there, and as you can see, it shoots down to 314, and it says it printed down there. However, I'm trying to watch it real quick one more time. So there it was. So I never saw it print there, but on the chart, it says it did. So we didn't get any fill, so I'm going to say that we didn't. And yeah, I believe David actually told us that he had ran into buying power issues and he only had 600 shares of this. So red flag kind of went up a little bit because I know he has more than double my account size. So if he had 600 shares, that means I probably couldn't get more than like 300. So I had to keep that in the back of my mind. So at that point, I'm basically saying, pretty much just going to be done with this. And it ends up going a little bit higher. I don't end up taking anything off. The trail actually comes up and gets us here on QNRX. That's the end of the QNRX trade. Ended up being a pretty decent trade. MNMD, again, have that in the back of my mind. So I'm thinking I see the halt price is up at 385. I'm looking for a move up towards 350 if I'm really looking to get any kind of an ad. But it does reject, comes back down. And as you're going to see, it comes right down to 317 and tries to bounce again. So a little bit frustrated. I end up waiting all the way through this. And eventually, as you're going to see, it finally comes down and gives us the fill. It actually went sideways from here for a long time. And so pretty much got the bottom of the pullback there for the time being anyway. I haven't looked at it recently, but just a quick little scalp. And then we had a trade here on DNUT, which is Krispy Kreme. Apparently there was some news about them selling in some McDonald's, like 9 locations. So it wasn't really that crazy. But as you're going to see, I thought I was hitting this up in the 60s. It looks like it said 63 when I hit it, but we get filled at 57. So a little bit frustrating. I realized that the DC button, I clicked a little bit higher than I probably should have. Plus it's a volume out of nowhere. But as you're going to see, let's try to pause it. So 63, watching it. Okay. 59, 56 is actually when I click it and we get filled at 57. But I think I was looking at the chart. Look at the last price. The last price on the chart, which is backward, which is actually weird because it says 63 here, but up on the montage, it says 56. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. A little frustrating because as I hit the button, it does drop down. We get filled there at 57. So a little frustrating because I thought I was getting filled higher. I actually thought it was 68 originally, but I guess it was 63. But I guess, yeah, it was 63 on the chart as well. So just a little frustrating. It kind of put me you know, in a crappy little mood as far as the trade goes, because then it tries to come down, it breaks 50, doesn't ever give us our fill. And I thought about dragging up just to get out of it there. Unfortunately, I don't. The spread was kind of crap too. So it shoots back up. And at this point, I'm like, I'm not really liking it. I see the hot price all the way up at 1468. If it wants to make a move up through 14, I'd be willing to add, but it does start to come right back down. It's going to start bouncing off the $0.50 again. And as you're going to see, it just decides to not fill us at 52. And I'm really getting annoyed here because it won't fill. It's like, no matter where we put this take profit order, it kept coming right down to the penny and bouncing off. And it was just getting frustrated. So I just took it off, and I don't think I really catch it, but this thing actually does end up grinding higher. Here, I can just show you. It ends up grinding higher up to that 14 area. So it ended up working out in our favor. I mean, it did die after that, but as you can see, we got out, and then right after that, it did grind its way up to 14. I actually put an order out at 14.15, looking through the nice little pop up through 14 to get back in this, which it would have been nice had it done that and then did what it did. So unfortunately, it didn't happen, and we ended up with like a break-even trade on it, and that's all I got. So a decent day, I guess. It was really just one decent trade on QNRX. I'm really saying, man, if we can get 3 or 4 good trades in a day, we're going to be, bringing in some money, more so than we have been, and we're going to start scaling a lot quicker. But unfortunately, if the market is only providing what it is, we have to take what the market provides. I'm not going to force any trades. That's what's keeping the P&L curve looking the way that it is. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate that support. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff, leave them down below, or you can find me in Discord and Twitter. Those links are down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.